discussing the nishtanah. So nishtanah Laila Hazeh comes along the Vilna Gaon, and let's ask Aya this question. Let's put her on the spot. I hope she'll forgive me. If you're speaking in Hebrew, you say, "Do you want to join me?" Alayla Hazeh. The Vilna Gaon says Laila is lashon nekeva. It's in feminine. Laila Zu or Laila Azot. Vilna Gaon says it should be Laila Azot. That's what the Vilna Gaon says. Because we're saying, oh, why is it a Laila Azot? Because we say Mikol Alelot from all other nights. And this shows it's Manish on a Laila Azeh, Mikol Alelot. That shows it's feminine. Leilot. So that's his question. So why does it say Laila Azot? It should say Laila Azot and then Mikol Alelot in the feminine form. That's a Vilna Gaon's question. And his answer is because the intent of the person who's organizing the Haggadah is to raise the question, why is this night different? And you have many mitzvot for nights where the mitzvot where from all other times where the mitzvot are specifically by day, and here it's specifically by night. Meaning to say, nishtanah halayla sheyesh bo kiyum mitzvah v'hu hazeh. Meaning to say that you have to remember the mitzvot from all other nights that are in the feminine, which are exempt from mitzvot. Meaning to say, why is this night? This is how we read it. Why is this night a this, where all other nights are a this? This night is a zeh in the masculine, who's always obligated in all the commandments, whereas all other nights are like feminine, that the women are often exempt from commandments. That's how he reads it. So that's might be a little too esoteric for some of the Seders, but you could point out that it's in the feminine, and so then it should be hazot and not hazeh. Another answer is it says nishtanah because that's exactly why he's asking the question, because it says Bavarti be'eretz Mitzrayim b'layla hazeh. In the Torah, it has that same problem. I crossed over to the land of Egypt on this night. It should be in the feminine. And so therefore they specifically put it in the feminine here to highlight that the difficulty. Okay. So, another question. The next question. Why does it say Manashtana Alayla Azeh Mikol Alelot? The words, why is this night different from all other nights? It should just say, why is this night different? And we anyways would know from all other nights. The words from all other nights, if I was an editor, those are the words I would chop right away. Of course it's from all other nights. Verstehst, Eitan? So what's the answer? So he said, he wants to hint to a different question. It says, on all other nights, we also have an obligation to remember the Exodus. We have to remember the Exodus on every night. But it's only on this night that we do actions associated with that remembrance, like eating of the matzah. And so meaning it's highlighting the fact that on all other nights, we also have to remember the Exodus. But this night, we only have an action associated. That's his question. Okay, and Baruch Abram writes that there's another question. How come on this night we say, let all our hungry come and eat, when on all other nights we don't say that? Okay, moving through the Manashtana. You had a question, Steve? So, by the way, who here did not get the matzah from me yet? Eitan, I gave you? Okay. So, on all other nights, here's some hints, Ramazim, some hints in the Manashtana. This comes from the Toldos Yaakov Yosef. I believe the Toldos Yaakov Yosef is Rabbi Yaakov Yosef of Polonia, one of the great Hasidic masters. He writes, why does it say B'Manashtana Halal Hazeh? He says, this hints to the exile. Because when it says Halal Hazeh, how different is this night? It means night here means symbolic. Your son, your child, Jeff, would be able to say that in literature it refers to the exile of the night. The night is a symbolic of exile. So why is this exile different from all other exiles? That it's so much longer and there's no end to it in sight. For all other exiles the Jewish people had, it was temporary. This one has been ongoing. And he says there's 4 reasons, according to the Toldos Yaakov Yosef, why the exile has been extended. Number 1, the lack of peace and the ubiquity of fighting, meaning to say that this is the way you say a fight. It's a play on words. He says mitzias matzah umariva, meaning to say that the word matzah can refer to those who like to fight. He has like a couple of references. So the problem is that on this night, kuo matzah, we're all fighting amongst each other, meaning the fellow Jews. Jews are all fighting. So why is this exile different? Because there's so much fighting amongst the Jews. That's why it has never ended, infighting. Number 2 is, meaning to say, the first answer is the lack of peace amongst the Jews. Second answer is misplaced values. We're valuing money too much, meaning to say on all other nights or all other exiles, we were happy with other vegetables. We were happy with just anything. We weren't trying to get the best of the best. But on this night, it's all maror, meaning to say we're trying to gather in wealth, which is what is embittering the life of the owner. So that's he's like classic Hasidus saying he's pointing out on all other nights. So why is this exile different? First of all, this exile, there's a lack of peace, which is symbolized by everything is matzah, refers to fighting. Number 2, this exile is all about the murr, which is about persons pursuing money. Number 3, taiva, the desire, meaning to say the appetite is overwhelming. We can't control our appetites. That's why on this night we dip twice. We can't control ourselves. We're dipping twice. Now, this is the Hasidic explanation. And the last night is the arrogance. On this night, we're all reclining as a sign of arrogance. So what the Toldos Yaakov Yosef has done, this is classic Hasidic. They take everything which we think is a good sign on Seder night and say it's a symbol of something bad, which is why the exile has continued. You have to remember this one. It's just unbelievable. It says, let me say it again. Do you remember it? Why is this night different than all other nights? This night represents the exile. Why is this exile different? And then the answers that are brought down are answers that show what's different. Number 1 is matzah's fighting. So therefore, it's this night we don't have peace amongst the Jewish people. Number 2, pursuit of money. On all other exiles, we were happy with just a little bit of vegetables. Now we go maror, which is marus chayim, that it's like our life. We're not satisfied. We want the ownership. Number 3, on all other nights, all other exiles were able to control our desires. But here we dip twice. We can't control ourselves. And number 4, arrogance. On all other nights, we didn't recline. Now we recline the whole time. Arrogance. That's his thing. Hasidic is not always negative. No. Here he's saying we have to work on ourselves, right? Yeah. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. These are the reasons. He's trying to translate it to his Hasidim. There's another answer of Tzadok HaKohen. He says, so he says, what does it mean, ma nishtanah? A person needs to awaken in himself this idea. That's what Tzadok HaKohen says. You need to wake up. You need to feel on every night of the Pesach a new feeling that this night is different. You have to feel like you left Egypt. The person needs to wake up and change on this night. So that's not negative. That's saying this is your responsibility. A person's responsibility is to change on this night. That's what he's saying.
One more set.
Yeah. So okay. Oh, so this is a little bit like what Shoshana said. We see it in the Sefer called Acharit L'Shalom. He doesn't go as far as Shoshana, but he goes halfway towards Shoshana. He says that it's possible that the first two paragraphs are the questions and the last two are the answers. So he has the first two are the questions. The first question is, what's the reason why this exile is different from all the other exiles? All other exiles, we ate chametz u'matzah, meaning to say, we had both wealth and poverty. But on this night, we only have this paucity of knowledge and money. And the set, I guess, when he was writing, it was now we have Jewish community is very wealthy in America, but I guess in those days where he lived, it was very poor. And the second question is, on all other nights, we ate all other vegetables, sweet and bitter, sometimes peace, sometimes not peaceful. But now our lives are always bad. We have no type of tranquility and peace. I'd love to know who the Achrito Shalom is and when he wrote it. You can imagine if he was writing this at a very difficult time. Therefore, what's the answer? What's the reason why it's all embittered? Is because we're dipping twice and because we have the arrogance. So that's what he says. Says the first two, he says what's the reason why we don't have any chametz, and what's the reason why we don't have any other vegetables? Because we have uncontrollable appetites, and also because we have the arrogance. Okay, so now we get to the basic fundamental question, which every year always bothers me. How could the child be so smart that he's asking the questions about what hasn't yet happened in the Seder? What?
Yeah, just wait till the end.
Yeah. Why do we start out this way? Well, not only that, how can he ask it? We didn't eat matzah and maror yet. On this night, we only eat matzah. We haven't eaten anything yet. Yeah, and this night, he says, on all other nights, we dip once. It says on all other nights, on all other nights, we don't even dip once. And this night, we dip twice. We've only dipped once so far. And so, how does the child know? Okay. What's your Haggadah? Okay.
Attention of the participants waned after the winding had done.
Okay.
So the narration was advanced and the meal was delayed.
The only issue I have with that is that it's a nice answer. The only problem is in the Mishnah, they come right away. It says they move the table and the child asks the questions. So in the Mishnah, they came at the beginning. So I'd love to, if I was there with the author, who's obviously very erudite, I would ask my question. I'm sure they'd have a good answer. But Jerry, yes, your question.
No, it's a possible answer. This is an instruction to the father or whoever is leading the service that night, telling the kids there are going to be some changes tonight, and I would like you to be observant and let us. And as we go through the Seder various procedures, I'd like you to raise certain questions that we'll have some answers for you.
Okay, so he's trying to, basically says to the child, look at the table and asks the question based upon what you see. And that's a very good answer. I saw that question was, that answer is basically from the Maharil. And so another answer is from the Maharil that it's clearly the case. These are not the questions of a child. These are the questions of an older child, an adult, but we're all children. Each of us is a child. And it's making the point that we're presenting it from the vantage point of a young child, but we have the sophistication of an adult. I guess we have to look at the Seder night through the awe of a young child. A child comes to Seder, it's filled with awe, filled with excitement, been waiting for this night since he's been studying it, looking at it. Now he gets to it, or she gets to it. So now that's the anticipation we need to have. So, okay, next question. What nights is it referring to? It says,
Master Vitri writes that the author of the Haggadah wants to say, when it says, why is this night different from all other nights? It's saying that on all other nights, it's referring to, what nights is he referring to? So Master Vitri says, it's referring to all other Shabbatot and Yomim Tovim, all their festivals and Shabbos and holidays. So this night is not done every other night of the week, but the Binyan Ariel says all the other nights of the year, basically. Okay. Another question that the Chasam Sofer asks, why does it say specifically all other nights, and not why is this night different from the rest of the year? Why specifically all other nights? So the Chasam Sofer's answer is, on all other nights, he says that Chametz goes to the concept of arrogance. And matzah hints to humility, because the chametz is puffed up, like puffed up bread. It refers to arrogance. And night refers to exile. And so it says on all other nights, we have this idea of chametz to matzah. Then on one point, we are humbling ourselves before our enemies. And on the other hand, we are a little bit arrogant because we're standing up and we know that our ideas are better than our enemies. And so therefore, we should do both. We should have chametz and matzah on this night also. The humility and the self-confidence. And that's what he's comparing to. Rabbi Aaron of Bells, okay, let's hear. Yeah, try it. Very nice. So it says, on this night, we eat chametz umatzah. We eat chametz and matzah, but why? So the Binyan Ariel asked this question. Why, when it comes to the chametz and matzah, we say we eat chametz umatzah, either chametz or matzah, but we don't see, on all other nights, we eat both chametz and matzah. Or like you say, like he says, meaning say we eat chametz or matzah, but we don't say we eat both chametz and matzah, like we say with respect to sitting and reclining. On all other nights we sit and recline, but it doesn't say that by chametz and matzah. It doesn't say we eat both chametz and matzah on all other nights. So, right, you're right. Let's see. So he says also, why does it say chametz umatzah? Why doesn't it say all other nights we eat chametz? Why doesn't it say that? Or why doesn't it, like it says by the vegetables, all other vegetables? And so he explains that the matzah reminds us of the bread of the Thanksgiving. And the bread of Thanksgiving, you had both chametz and matzah. Okay, there's more there, but we'll have to stop here. But I want to just say, in stopping out, since I'm going in the eclipse tomorrow, I thought of a couple of questions which were relevant.